Hello all, how are you guys? Welcome back to the app setup playlist. Today's video, we are going to learn about the shared preferences, how to use shared preferences so that we can store our data inside our mobile itself, and so that even if we restart the app, we'll be able to get back the same, and we are back at the same state. So to do this, we have in the last video we have already installed, learned how to install third-party packages and also install shared preferences on our app. So in today's video, we are going to code and see how to get the data and put the data into the shared preferences, so that we can so we can store the data, like all the important details there. So let's get started. So we had finished our app till here, where we could enter the names and also give some date. And once we do it, it will be stored in the value in the next page. So as a list. So in this video, we are going to use it like use shared preference to store the data in that data in the local storage. So you can see that we have dealt in here. We are done till here. So let's get started. Before we start, I've already taught you how to get like we have to import the shared preference library. So once the import is done, we are going to initialize it to a local variable and create a class and create a variable based on that. It will be future. I've already taught you what are futures and how they are used. So we are going to be this will be the variable, the future variable. Then we initializing with late so that it doesn't like we are not going to be like making it a value out of it, but in future we are going to make a value out of it. So to make this, we are going to store it there. Then now it is not going to be from yeah. So this will be the value. We have already initialized the birthday mode. So the this variable also needs to be made into a shared preference, but now we can leave that. Now I've taught you about void state, like the init state. So init state is the first thing that is going to be called once a variable, like once a component is being gets rendered. So in the previous video itself, I've taught you what init state is. So before that, we called super init. So super init calls the parent class or the class which is above it, so that all the parent classes gets rendered. Then finally the parent child class gets rendered. This is the way that most of the classes work. So then we have created we initialize the variable over here. Next, we also need another variable, like another list of birthdays. So let it be a list of. Let's copy this. Yeah, it will be like more like this. So let's copy this and initialize it with. Finally, we are going to make it in such a way that it will be of the same type. So birthday list. This will be stored list. This will be a stored list. So we are going to initialize a stored list with a stored list to be 0, to be an empty list. We generally prefer naming it with dash so that it is private. Like I have already taught you about how adding a dash makes it encapsulated and store like makes it private in our previous video. If you have not watched that, then do take a look at it. Now we have to load the value so that we get all the values what we have like stored till now. So we have to do that in the init state itself. So let's write a function for that. It will be called over here. So let's call it as load birthday list. Yeah, that looks like a good name. So let's create a load list variable that will be a future void. Anything dealing with fetching of data or anything that is related to this type are mostly future void. So let's, you need to is generally a future. So as you don't know, like you can't initialize the value with it. I've already taught you about async functions in our previous video. So if you have not watched it, please take a look into it so that you have a proper clear minding like list. So what is this? So yeah, I think birthday list, load birthday list. Okay, I think there's some mistake. Okay, load birthday list. Let's copy this as it is and paste it here. Okay, we have to declare it up before the function. Then we'll have final. We are going to initialize the value variable, that is we shared preference. What we have, the variable that we have created now, that is the slash pref is equal to await. I already taught you about async and await, like why is it important, how they make it, make it like asynchronous programming, how they make asynchronous programming possible. So take a look into it if you have not. This video makes sense only if you have like we have watched all the videos till now, because this will be a continuation of all those small things that we have done till here. Then we'll get the string. So when you come on pref select the instance, then you can see that there are a lot of values. If you type get, you have a lot of values like get name, get value. Based on that you can have like see what type of value you want. So I want get string. You can see we have get bool, like if the data type is bool, then we have get bool. If it is a double, then we have a get double. So similarly we have a bunch of it. So we are going to use get string, because get string will be the like we'll get the string according to it. Get string, and it will be a birthday list. If it is not there, then we are going to pass it to a null value. So instead of making it dynamically selling it as string, we are going to call it as one. Then final list of dynamics. JSON list with JSON dot decode. So I think we have to import the JSON module. We are going to use like typecast it so that if it so that it works on it. Okay, this should be a string. So let it be a string. Yeah, we can initialize it directly, but as string. So we are going to call this function. This is going to load it. Then we are going to set state it, so that we change the value of the birthday list. Stored list is equal to JSON start map JSON birthday model dot from birthday dot model. So one thing is that you might have seen till now that we are getting the data in the form of JSON. So to make this uh, possible, we have to make our class so such that it can take a data as a JSON as an input and and assign the variables accordingly. So to do that, we are going to the class. Uh, let's write the complete the function over here. That will be JSON dot to dot to list, so that this will be converted into a list. So now our main thing is like we have to create a function in the class or a method in the class such that it can take the value and it can take a JSON value and create a constructor out of it. So let's do that. We can just call it as birthday model from JSON. It is going to take a map of string comma dynamic, because that is how JSON format is generally in. So that will be JSON of name as string, JSON of date as string. So this will take the input. I think now the error should also be gone. Yeah, the error is gone. So now we can see that we have written the functionality for loading the images, like loading the data or the cache data from the mobile to the screen. So before we start doing that, we have to store some value also there. So for that, let's add the value, like add a function to add values into the list. So by doing this, you can see that we have done the part, and any like further upgradation, you can see that the code is like the app is working fine. So now this will be the app that we have built. So this might be a good project enough. So to start, you can add further project links into it. In the further videos, we'll be enhancing the project, or we'll be taking a new project so that we can cover other parts as well, a better UI and more plugins. So and so keep watching us. In the next video, we'll be starting with a new project with new topics so that we can build as many as project as possible in the 10 days mark. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.